book.
Awesome.
Okay, I shot it. I'm the only instructor in the entire 16-hour program. You get your home study manual. You get the ultimate resource guide, multifamily brokers, underwriting models, letter of intent templates, due diligence checklist, tenant notification, rental renewal templates, monthly reporting checklist, property budgets, agreement of sale, the purchase and sale agreement, 1031 property information that I was sharing with you earlier. Plus you get, if you want to come to Miami, I'll give you a 3-day class, a seat. There's a $5,000 seat. We're going to include this for the first or next, how many can I do this for?
Probably 18. 18
people that take advantage of this. Grab this as fast as you can. If you don't make the come see it in person, if you don't make the first come, first serve on the, if we run out of seats there, we'll get you the virtual. If you decide you don't want to come for the seat, I'll send it to you virtual. However you want to do it, okay? So you got a guarantee. Also, if any of you need a payment plan, okay, Jared said he's going to put a plan together for 2, but your 2 payments have to be done before you come down here in July. By the way, in July, part of what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take people that are bringing deals here and give some people an opportunity to pitch their deal to the audience. Should be 1,000 people here, maybe a few more than that. Guarantee it'll be a great event. Just to come to the summit would be worth, if you bought the ticket, it's $5,000. So we're giving you the ticket today, basically. So if you don't come to the event, don't ask for your money back, because you didn't pay for the event. I'll give you money back for stuff you paid for, but I'm not going to give you money back for stuff you didn't pay for. So I'm giving you that. Also, starting Monday at noon, I'm going to include 6 exclusive private coaching calls. You can't buy this. You can't purchase it. It's not on my website. The only place to get it is right here. And I'll give you 6 weeks of coaching calls, noon Mondays, and the only people that can ask questions in that call are people that are part of this exclusive coaching call
program.
Okay, so assets, 7 reasons you should be buying real estate now, right now. Number 1, and I mentioned this earlier, it's a proven asset class. What's that?
The rest.
Oh, really? Okay, proven asset class. Number 2, capital preservation. Don't lose money, folks. I talk about this all the time. I didn't know I had that much to go. Don't lose money, and don't lose money, man. I never lose money. I've done this for 35 years. I have never, ever, ever, ever lost money in a real estate deal. I've lost money on stocks. I bought Lehman. I bought Twitter at $52. I watched that thing sink to 19. I got scared. Okay, I bought Facebook at $35. Watched it go to 14, got rid of it, watched it freaking zoom to like 215. I got scared. I don't want to lose money, man. I hate losing money. So capital preservation, protect your capital. Inflation is going to slam housing. 3. I met with Blackstone the other night, by the way. Let me just tell you about this capital preservation. Blackstone told me, we're buying anything housing.
If somebody who doesn't know what Blackstone is.
Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, these are the biggest real estate investors in the world. It's not me.
Trillions in real estate holdings?
Trillions. Yeah. These companies could gobble Apple. They could eat Apple and Amazon. Okay, this isn't Jeff Bezos money. This is the biggest money on the planet. So Blackstone raises $800 million a month. They raise that much. They go out and buy companies. They don't start companies. It's stupid to start a company. It's ridiculous.
Like building a piece of real estate rather than buying.
Why build it, man? Yeah. Why build it? Just buy what's there. 3, cash flow when you sleep or die. You're going to sleep and you're going to die. Why not take care of your family? When my dad died, my dad did not have us set up to be taken care of with income. He had us set up with insurance. But the insurance, he dies, the insurance pays, then what? I need income, man. My mama needed income. Okay, because if you just get a big payment, I'm doing my estate right now, right? And they're like, hey, what do you want to do in case the kids die? Give them income. Don't give them money. You give a kid a big chunk of money, they're like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this? It's like taking care of a car. All they needed was a ride. I need a class. I don't need the school. Okay? 4, real assets versus what? What are you guys buying? Do you even know what you're buying in the ETF? You guys that have IRA money, 401k money, retirement money, you got money sitting at Charles Schwab or Fidelity. You don't even know what you're invested in. It ain't real. Okay? I always say, man, never trade paper for a piece of paper. Okay? This is education right here. A stock certificate. If you buy 10 shares of Facebook, you're just going to get a piece of paper. You don't own any of that company. You own a piece of paper that represents. Don't trade paper for paper. Get real assets that you can touch. Number 5, get a real asset that provides you with a tax advantage, okay? You got real estate. Okay, you got BTC and you got stocks. Or you got cash. Which one of these is real? Not real. Not real. Not real. Okay, you're like, oh no, Bitcoin's more real than cash. That's the only argument you can have with me. By the way, I agree with that. Okay, but it's not more real. Which of these 4, if you can only answer one, which of the 4 is the most real? Okay, this is code. This is code created by someone. These are stocks. Total bullshit right here. And this is cash. Complete fiat garbage with lies all over it. I mean, it's lies. All kind of imagery. Like God's going to protect you and then God's got something to do with money. This is real. It's called real estate. It's real estate. Okay? Also, now, number 1, this has the real estate, the real advantage. Number 2, does it have, which one of these 4 has a tax advantage? Do you get a tax write-off when you buy Bitcoin?
Nope.
Do you get a tax write-off when you buy a stock? Do you get tax write-offs when you have cash? Cash and stocks are taxed. This has the biggest tax loopholes in the world, in every part of the world. Australia to Sydney, Sydney to Cincinnati, it's got a tax advantage. Number 6, long-term appreciation. It's not quick. It's not going to go up 1,000% overnight unless you can raise the rents. Long-term appreciation. Number 7, the leverage. Like we expect 15% to infinite returns. We don't tell our investors we expect infinite returns, but I can tell you the deals that you're looking at right there, that I'm showing you pictures of right there, that Panama City deal that I bought, I projected a 15% return. Our investors don't know it. That property right there, that was 360 units, I think. What does that say? 380?
360, yeah.
360. I bought that property for $190,000 a unit. 250 times 360. I know it's worth $250 a door right now. I bought it less than 2 years ago. That property's worth $90 million and I paid 68. Okay. 68 million. We put $24 million down on the deal. I could sell that thing today, pick up 22 million. Okay. I'm probably 100% return on my money on that deal right now. What deal is that? Is that
Breakfast Point, PCB, or Retreat?
Which one's the biggest?
Retreat.
Yeah.
That's the 68 number I gave you.
Yeah, $68 million is what I paid. I could probably sell that deal today for $90 million. Is that 22 million? I'd have a profit of $22 million. I only put, let me see what I put down on that deal, 68. I'm so conservative. We put 23.8. I'd have 100% return. I've been in the deal. I've been in that deal, ladies and gentlemen. 3 years. It's 100% plus the cash flow divided by 3. That's a 33% return on the investor's money. 33%. What did I tell them it was going to be? 15. I'm double. Now, what I'll probably do with this deal is I won't sell it. Guess what I'm going to do?
Refi.
Oh, yes. I'm going to refi now. I'm going to go back to the bank
and
say,
bank with the ching-chang.
I'm going to be like bank. I say, bank, why don't you give me a loan? Why don't you give me like a 75% loan on that bad boy? times 0.75, okay? I'm gonna get a $68 million loan. I paid $68 million. Check it out, I paid 68, I put 22 down, I financed 46 million. They're gonna take and pay the $46 million. What are they yelling about? Okay, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna give the investors back. I'm gonna pay the loan off. I got the loan paid off. I'm gonna take a new loan out. I'm gonna pay the investors back their money, 100% of the money back to the investors. And we're gonna own 360 units. 360 units. Okay, the rents at that property right now are probably $1,500. We're gonna own these for who knows how long, okay? And I'm not gonna do this deal. Watch what's gonna happen. I'm gonna wait until these rents are $2,000. And I'm gonna probably go back to the bank and do it again. 360, okay? That's another $180,000 a year. This never stops, by the way. This isn't like me, I gotta come up with a new funnel. If I can do this, if I can increase the value of that property another $500 per rent, go from $1,500 to $2,000 to live close to the beach in Panama City, I'm going to create another $36 million worth of value. How much money will I have in it right here? Zero. Okay. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is, what are my returns? We're into the land of thunder bunnies and fantasies and unicorns and bullshit. Because the return is infinite. What do I project to our investors? 15%. That's our public proclamation. Look, man, I'm gonna do 15%. Targeted. We're gonna do 5 or 6% cash flow. Okay, my target is 15%. You know what my fantasy is? Infinite returns. We literally own the real estate. We return the capital. You cannot do this in any asset class. Unless you bought something where the value shot up so high that you're like, I'm just gonna sell out one share and pay back my initial position, okay? All right, okay, the priorities. When you leave here today, what are you doing when you leave here? If you don't have anything to study, you're not gonna do anything. You're gonna be like, okay, that was good, what do I do now? Off to the next thing, now you're gonna go to the clubhouse. You're going to go to the trap house. You're going to go to the, what are you going to go do now? You need information, okay? You need information, okay? You got to understand, in real estate, there's priorities, okay? The priorities go like this. Number one, the real estate is senior to everything. So what do you need to do first? The first most important thing you need to do is you need to understand that the real estate, not the numbers. This is the most important thing. That's why everybody's like, what are your returns? Bro, look, I appreciate the question. I got it. I know you're interested in the cash flow, the expected, anticipated upside. Bro, why don't you ask about the location? You know, we never have investors. Tell me about the real estate grant. They're all asking about the numbers. What do you think drives the numbers? So understand that in real estate, the priority is, number one, is the asset class you're buying. Okay, what is the real estate? What is the property? What is the location? What is the possibility? Where is it located? I'll show you a deal right now we just bought that is just a ridiculous deal. In the hottest market I have ever been in my career, and we found a deal off market. Number two, what is the underwriting for the deal? Okay. You got to know how to underwrite a deal without me calling the broker.
Worst case.
And saying, I need to see your financials. I write deals every day where I don't have the financials. I had a guy write me the other day, hey man, we got $200 million and we're interested in buying part of your portfolio. I'm like, okay, good, underwrite it. He's like, I need to see your numbers. I'm like, fuck, dude, if you can't do the math on my shit, then you're not real. I can do the math on your shit. You give me any building anywhere in America, okay? Unless I don't know the market. You give me a deal in San Antonio, you give me a deal in Austin, give me a deal in Bakersfield, California, or Los Angeles, Hollywood, Sacramento, Boise, Idaho. I have to do a little research in Boise, Salt Lake City, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Boston. Man, you just give me 5 minutes. You tell me how many units, I'll tell you what that thing's worth. You don't need to tell me anything else. You give me the address of the property. You tell me Houston, Texas, tell me North Bay, tell me Miami, Fort Lauderdale, tell me Homestead. You just tell me where the damn thing is. Birmingham, Huntsville, Atlanta, outside of Atlanta, Savannah, Georgia. Show me the deal, bruh. You tell me how many units. Just give me the freaking address. I don't need to know anything else. Let me see your rent roll. You need a rent roll. I don't need one. I need some toilet paper. I'm going to take a shit and underwrite this deal on a piece of toilet paper. By the way, I underwrite all my deals are underwritten on a piece of paper like this. If somebody here's got a deal with over 200 units, we got a phone number? What's the phone number, Johnny? Will they bomb us right now?
Yes. Yes.
If you got a deal over 200 units that you know you can get, 305-865-8668. I'm going to take one call, and we're going to underwrite somebody's deal. I don't need to know anything. I don't need to see your financials. You guys use that. I'm waiting for the guy to give me underwrite. That's stupid, man. That's not the market you're in, okay? You need to underwrite a deal for worst case scenario, and you need to be able to do it on a piece of paper with a pen without a bunch of data. Number 3, how do you communicate with the buyer? This is so, so important. The comm with the broker, not the buyer.
Broker, yeah.
Broker, unless there is no broker. How do you talk to buyers? I'm sorry, not buyers, sellers, okay? Communicating with the broker is everything. How do you set the hook in this data? One of the things that I talk about in our course, grantcardone.com/invest, grantcardone.com/invest, grantcardone.com. One of the first, I think it's the 3rd chapter of the 16-hour course, I say, man, when you call the broker, the hardest part of a deal is getting the broker to call you back, believe it or not. Once you find the deal and once you underwrite it, guess what? You can't link that up without communication. I got to get the guy on the phone and say, I'm your boy, I'm your guy, okay? How you communicate with the broker is going to determine whether you get the deal or not. You want to write this down. You can't make money on a deal you don't own. Man, I'm glad we got this fixed. I feel good about this.
Right?
You cannot get a deal you don't own. Okay, let him in, Johnny. Okay, yeah, well, I know Louisiana. So tell me about your deal and raise the volume, Johnny.
You there?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Tell me about your deal.
Yes, I called today to ask you guys if you guys have any advice. I don't have any deals. I'm just an 18-year-old.
Kill it.
Johnny,
You got to screen the calls.
Johnny,
We got to.
What's the deal? Johnny, what's the deal? What's the deal? Don't jack with me, man. Come on, man. Shit. This is real deal shit, guys. Look, like that call right there. Let me tell you something. You do that with a broker, they'll never call you back again. And this is what a lot of people are doing in real estate today. You guys you sound flaky when you make the phone call. Mm-hmm. Johnny, turn your mic off. You guys sound flaky when you make a phone call. I remember when that hurricane hit Houston. What was the name of that hurricane? You remember?
Katrina?
No.
Irma.
Was it Irma? I think it was Irma. Irma, the floods. You know what happened? People started calling Houston. Hey, I want to come in. I want to come into Houston. You know why they wanted to come to Houston? They thought there was a bloodbath in Houston. And they all sounded like idiots. I had brokers tell me that. Man, every day we're getting phone calls from these bottom feeders. So when you start getting those phone calls, you start sounding like you're a bottom feeder. Nobody wants to talk to you, okay? Number four. Uh-oh, Johnny, I went black. Okay, number 4, writing a compelling offer. How do you write a compelling offer? Is it an LOI or is it, hey guys, or is it a PSA, okay? How do you do that? Who do you talk to? Every seller wants something different. How do you find out from the broker? Hey dude, what's a compelling offer? Other than price. I'll give you some of the clues. Like I'm on the call with a guy. Hey dude, other than price, what matters here? Okay?
Powerful question.
Other than price, what matters to you most? You got somebody?
We got Gabriel from San Antonio, Texas.
Gabriel, do you have a deal?
Gabriel, you there?
Yeah, this is me.
What's going on, man? You got a deal?
I do.
It's a 262 unit deal. South Houston. I'm actually on my way to go look at it. Already underwrote it. Rents are an average of about $1,100 per unit.
Okay.
And pulling up the address right now.
Yeah, and then how close is it to Hobby Airport?
You're looking at about 10 miles, within 10 miles.
Okay, good, good. Give me the address.
535 Nassau Road in Webster, Texas. I'm pulling it up right now. In 1 second.
It's 535. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna underwrite a deal that I don't know about. Okay, 535 Nassau Road in Houston, or is it somewhere out of Houston?
It's going to be somewhere about, it's a 535
Yeah.
West Nassau Parkway, Webster, Texas. 77598.
Okay.
LabCorp. 3 NASA, NASA.
Yes, but make sure it's west and not east.
Yeah, so it's NASA, not Nassau. It's NASA.
How do you spell
Yes, sorry.
NASA. NASA.
Yeah.
And that's in Webster?
West Parkway,
Yeah, Webster, Texas.
Western Texas.
Webster.
Yes, correct. 77598.
Okay. Is it Solano Apartments?
That is correct.
Yeah, man. Wow, man. It's cool, man. It's a cool place. Okay. Jared, that sounds like you, don't it, Jared?
It does, man.
It's a
It
cool
does, man.
place.
That's cool, man. That's
It's cool, man. It's a cool deal I'm looking at. Okay, so I went in here. I'm looking at it. Okay, let me see what the rents are. You're saying the rents are $1,100, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, $950.
Hurricane Harvey did hit that area.
Yeah,
Look.
that's
Had a
cool.
little bit of water.
That's
but not
cool.
too bad.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what hurricanes do. They hit places.
That's what insurance is for.
That's right, man. That's right. So look, you know what they want for the place, right?
We already have it under contract.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Don't tell me. Okay.
All right, I won't tell you.
Let me see how
Tell
close
me
I
if
can.
I'm,
Let me see how close I can get. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how good I am, man.
You think it's trading?
4.5 cap.
How much information you want me to give you?
Just give me that. Just give me that, or a little higher than a 4.5. How old is this thing?
Is he hotter? Is he warm or cold?
What year?
47, 1980.
1980, 47.
You're right in there. You know
47.
your Houston market. I've been following you for a while.
Yeah, $39,963,000.
Hold on, say that one more time.
$39,963,000. $40 million.
Okay. Well, that's not what I don't want to. I don't know if I should give away what we have it under contract for.
Yeah, did you go higher than that? You could have.
Way lower.
Oh yeah, how low?
Well, we're at 27,
Wow,
raising $9 million.
wow. That's awesome, dude. $27 million.
Screamer.
So divided by.
That's why.
Yeah, well, I used $1,100 rents though. Are you using $1,100?
Yes, that's where they're at right now.
Yeah.
But when we got it off market. It was owned by a family for 20 years, and it needs some rehab.
Yeah.
It needs a tenant turnover.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not turnkey, but it's doable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you're paying a 5 cap, right?
we're right there. Yep.
Yeah, dude, this is
Right,
a screamer. This is a screamer deal for you. Like I used a 4.5 cap. If I'd have used a 5, I'd have come up with $28 million. So the point is,
there we
he
go.
called with a deal. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Right? It at least gets me in the neighborhood. Then I'm going to go over my scratch paper, my tablet, and I'm going to keep playing with it until I work it out and do some due diligence. But at least now, congratulations on this deal for yourself. By the way.
You want to do some funny math on that and see what could happen for him? How much money he can make on it?
Yeah. So do you think it's under rented right now?
What's occupancy?
I do think it's underwritten. I think that just by cleaning it, putting up the gates, putting up the cameras, making sure the management's better for scale of economy, we're going to get at least a $50 to maybe even $100 rent bump right away.
Yeah.
We do have.
This is a good looking deal, man. This is a good looking deal.
We got just because we got some tenant change out, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So how many of the units have they value added? Because I see some of these kitchens have the backsplash and the new wood floors and the new appliances.
You're looking at 40%.
Okay. So what he's going to do if they're averaging $1,100 a month, okay, I'm thinking they're going to. What do you think you're going to spend to rehab?
Right now, just as a safety buffer, we priced in 1.5, just in case we find some stuff that wasn't fully discovered. So
No.
building in a little
What do
safety
you?
net, and then
Oh, 50. You think you're going to spend $6,000 a unit?
right there, yep.
Yeah. So what happens is they're going to spend $27 million on the property. Okay. Let's say he spends $6,000 on all of them. He won't, by the way.
It's 1.5 million.
He spends another $1.6 million on rehab, so he's in at $28.6. Okay. Now watch what happens. Let's say the 1,100, 263. Let's say it takes him 28 months, 30 months, 36 months. Good job, Johnny. That's the kind of call I wanted.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in, by the way. Let's say
Yes, sir, you're welcome.
he takes 2 or 3 years, and let's say the rents flatten out, but because he puts in the backsplashes, the new floors, people are like, dude, I want that. That's a cool thing. Okay? You would never, for you real estate renovators, you would never, ever renovate the entire property. Ever. You might renovate 60 or 75%. You always want to leave a piece of it for the guys like, I can't pay $1,300. Okay, but you could pay $1,175, couldn't you? I just raised the rent $75 on the ones I didn't fix. Mm-hmm. So you always want to keep like 20 or 25% of your property for the budget buyer. Okay, so $1,300. But let's say we got the whole place up times $200 times 12 times 0.90%, because I'm not going to get it across the board. I will have some kind of vacancy. That's $2 million. $200, $200 across 90% of the portfolio results in $2,800,000. This is a screamer he's buying. It's one of the reasons I'm so excited about Houston right now. We're about to make some announcements about Houston. Divide that by the 5 cap that he's paying. That can't
It's
be
stupid.
right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I got the same thing. 50 million.
That can't be right. I mean, 263 times 200.
What's the NOI on the deal right now?
He's probably going.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, no, it's $12 million. It's 12. I got $12 million in new valuation. I got $630,000 worth of new NOI. That would increase the value of this property by $12 million. He's got a $27 million deal that they're going to put $8 million down on, maybe another million. They're going to double their money just by doing this. They're going to refi the deal, do exactly what I told you to do. Okay, so he knows how to make the phone call. He knows how to find the deal. He's in the market. He's tuning in today, learning stuff. And he's buying big deals. So congratulations, man. Sounds like a great deal. If you guys find something else over there, I'm about to make sure you leave your phone number with Johnny, okay? Because maybe I'll call you. Did you take advantage of our offer today?
I'm going to take advantage of it. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing you in July.
First name, last name, and
Make
phone
sure he
number.
gets a
First name, last name,
seat
phone
to the
number.
live event,
Yeah.
Johnny. Okay, because you and I could do some deals together. One of the reasons people are asking, why is Grant doing this today? There's a lot of real estate investors here, guys. I want to expand my real estate portfolio. When you registered to do this, I now know you're interested in real estate. And out of the 118,000 people that registered, I'll bet you there's 1,000 people that I can do business with. Not 1,000 people that buy our program today. I'm talking about 1,000 people that I can buy deals with, okay? I don't want 9,000 units. I want to go to 40,000 units. How am I going to go to 40,000 units? I'm going to do business with people that are buying units. This gentleman's buying units. He's raising money. He's in the market. I can't be in every market. I'm in Miami. He's in South Houston, okay? Number 6, you got to know how to negotiate the deal. 7, you got to know how to add value. We're just talking about adding value to this property. How much money do I spend? You know, if I got to spend $6,000, to do kitchens and floors, and it gets me $1,200, it gets me $2,400 more in rent, that's basically a 40% return on my money. Would I do that? Would you spend $6,000 to make $2,400? Okay, that's how you add value. That's how you make a decision. Number 8, selling the deal or the refi. You got to know this part of the game. The priority is to exit, no exit, or do you sell it, take your money off the table? Okay. Why aren't you buying real estate? Let me explain to you why you're not buying it. Man, I got to pee so bad.
You want me to?
You want to take a second?
Yeah.
Just take a second, go over what you went over, and let me take and then I'm going to get into why people are not buying this stuff right now. Don't go over that, Jared. Just maybe take some questions and cover some stuff. Okay.
All right. So, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name's Jared Glenn. I've been with Grant for 10 years.
Tell him I'm coming back, okay?
He's coming right back. He's just got to go. He's got to go take a break real quick.
Man, I've been in here how long? 4 hours. I told
4 hours. He's got to go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
So I've been with him for 10 years, and I got to see like all of this, how all of this stuff kind of works behind the scenes. And frankly, like it's very simple, and but it's still intimidating. So for me, like I chose not to go out with the money that I've made and buy deals. I'm just like, I see this guy continues to score massively over and over and over again. Like you're spending time today with a guy that in the next 2 or 3 years is going to be a billionaire. Like this is an incredible experience that we all get to share with. But I get to see what happens behind the scenes. I'm just like, dude, this guy keeps scoring. I keep throwing my money in with him. But like a lot of you, you probably didn't grow up with, people talking about stuff like this. You probably didn't grow up with rich parents or blue blood or, my parents, I mean, they thought that the house was the best investment that you could make, right? And that's what a lot of us have been told. But this is a completely different game. And what I've seen for me personally is that when you take a long-term viewpoint of this, like I remember the first deal I invested $100,000 in, and at the time I gave him $100,000, and then I started getting like $800 checks every month, and I was like, dude, this is a terrible deal. Like I want that $100,000 back. He's like, you can't get it back, man. It's in for a while. And I started getting those $800 checks, and I was just like, it's nice, but at the time I was like, it's not a life changer for me. 9 months down the road, he refinanced that deal and wrote me a check for $45,000. And I was like, whoa, I felt that. And so then I took that 45, I took another 105, and that was the 150 that he was talking about earlier in the deal. And I had that 150,000 in the next deal. And then 6 months later, I end up getting about $116,000 back again. And this happens in like a 3-year period where this refi don't sell thing happened a couple times to me. And I'm just like, at this rate, I'm going to be retired in 5 years because the money that I put in had come back to me already. The deals were still paying monthly cash flow, and I was still going out and taking that money and making money and then going out and being able to buy more, invest in more deals. And so I think that the tendency for a lot of people, number one, is they get overwhelmed and they don't do anything. That's the worst thing that you could do. The second thing that they do is they try to do it on their own. Like what I would advise you to do, like number one, get the course so that you can learn and understand this. GrantCardone.com/invest. Like get the course so that you can figure out how all this stuff works. Because you got to hear things. Like I got to hear something like this like probably 5 or 6 times before I'll actually understand it. Like I saw in the comments, everybody's like, man, how do I get a recording of this? Like just to go back through over and over again and hear the information again, that's just how I think. So I need to hear stuff multiple times. But like what happens is you take a long-term viewpoint. You step out and you say, okay, hey, I'm just going to be committed to investing in real estate rather than I want to put 100 grand in and I want that to be 150 grand next year. Or I want it to pay me 25 grand or 50 grand in the next 12 months. A lot of us are conditioned to look at investments in a way where we don't have a long-term play. We're trying to get conditioned to chase after the meme stock or the Dogecoin or the whatever, because we're impatient. And Grant has a saying that is like, this should be the dagger, right, for you. Like, don't get rich quick, get rich for sure. And this real estate, dude, like when you start getting behind the scenes of this is how people get mega rich. It's like magic. And this program is 30 years of Grant buying real estate. It's put into a video program where it's really easy, it's digestible. It breaks all this stuff down. You can stop and rewind and fast forward and look up definitions if you don't understand stuff online. It's a 16-hour course.
Yeah, rather than 4 hours. I mean, I've covered a lot of data in 4 hours.
How to analyze deals, risk versus stability, what market to enter, understanding your neighborhood, finding a property manager, disadvantages of all forms of real estate. Partnerships, raising money, cash flow statements. I mean, it breaks everything down in a much more digestible format. So in addition to the course, 16 hours of training, you're also going to get the resource book. This is the LOIs. This is the purchase and sale agreements. This is due diligence checklists. Like literally everything that on every deal, he's paying 20, 30, 40, 50,000 in legal fees to have this stuff drawn up.
With a deal that's got 260 units, we're going to pay $7,000 just for due diligence checklist. So in the beginning, you can't do that because you don't have the money to do that. So when you have the checklist and you got 4 units or 8 units, nobody's going to go out there for $1,000 and do your due diligence. If you do, don't trust them because for $1,000, nobody's going to do anything serious.
So in addition to the resource book, the course, you're also going to get a ticket to
come see me, man.
The summit.
Come hang out. 3 days. 3 days. I've never done 3 days on a real estate course ever.
Yep. So this is going to be like this over a period of 3 days. So you have a lot more time to breathe.
Questions.
You can
meet other
understand
investors. Meet other players. Bring your deals with you.
We still have a couple more of these summits. Great place to network. Oh my gosh, this is going to be an incredible event. Super excited about it. And then in addition to that, you're going to get a private coaching call for the next 6 weeks. Mondays at noon.
Great job, Johnny.
You're going to come in. You're going to bring the deal, bring deals, bring questions, and you'll get to call in and ask Grant your questions. Have him look at deals that you're doing. This is a $23,000 program to get all this stuff today. You can get it for $997. GrantCardone.com/invest.
And guys, I'm in a position where I could just give you guys these just give everybody the course, but you know and I know. You know and I know, if I just gave this course to people and said, oh yeah, just go watch it, that's exactly what they would do. Not watch it. Okay, because if you don't pay something, you don't pay attention to much. And I'm truly committed and want you to start playing this game beyond the house you live in, okay? Just think about this. Think about that house that you bought, okay? You're looking at a house maybe. Let's say the house is $800,000 and you're going to go live in the house. Let's say the house is $400,000, okay? You're going to live in the house. You're going to pay $12,000, 3% down. You're going to pay $12,000. You're probably going to have to put $8,000 right now in this market. This is probably what's going to really happen in this market in different parts of the country. You're probably going to have to put, what are they going to have to put down on $400,000 house? Can they put 3% down right now?
If you're a first-time home buyer and it's under, it's $400,000. Yeah.
$12,000 down payment, unless it doesn't appraise. Let's say it appraises for $380 because somebody jacked it up. Plus, you're going to have to put the 20. Let's say it went up $20,000. You're going to have to put up the difference right here, the gap between the appraised value, because the market's kind of going nutty right now, right? So you got to put $32,000 down, whatever. Then you're going to finance $388,000. You're going to pay 3 to 4% interest, plus you're going to pay the PMI, plus you're going to pay the insurance, plus you're going to pay the property taxes on top of that note. So that note is probably going to be a 0.0575. That's a rate factor I use. It's built into our program times the 388. It's $22,000, $2,200 a month, $2,200 a month for everything. Now you got to get furniture. Here's the problem with this purchase, okay? You're paying the rent. You're paying the rent. Nobody's paying the rent. You're paying the rent. So not only you pay $400,000 plus the appreciation, whatever the market went crazy and the guy added another 20 grand. You've had people add how much? 500?
500 grand.
To the price. It didn't appraise. The deal didn't appraise. So not only are you paying a premium in this market, you got to make the payments in this market. And you're like, this is the best time to buy a home. No, this is the best time to buy real estate that people rent from you. Okay, rent where you live and own real estate where you can rent it to them and they can pay all this stuff. Now you don't mind overpaying. Don't you understand? Overpay what you rent. Okay, you got to pay $1,200 or $2,200 or $2,500 in rent. Buy this house if you love it so much. Turn it around and rent it to somebody else. Okay, so this $2,200 a month in rent. If this is a super cool house, rent it for $3,000 or more, or Airbnb it. Don't live in it. Pick yourself up $800 a month times 12. Pick up $9,600 a year. What did you put down? 12,000
plus the 20 to cover
okay.
the.
So 32,000, 9,600, 9,600 divided by 32,000. You're making 30% on your money. 30% on your money. I told you earlier, if you could make 30% on your money, you would double money every 4.5 years. Two to 4.5 years, depending on the return, you would start doubling money. The reason it won't compound for you like that here is because you're not reinvesting the 30% every year. But if you would, if you did, I do. I get passive income, and what do? I reinvest it in buying new real estate. So my returns become like, was it 60%? How did you get 60% on that money? You got to understand, I took my first investment, $3,500. I want everybody to clearly understand this. It bought a $78,000 piece of real estate. That has turned into $2.5 billion worth of purchases. I would not have done I would not have gotten to the $2.5 billion if I wouldn't have done the first investment. Okay? So just take 2,500,000, divide that by 3,500, 714,000 X. 714,285X. That's my return on that first investment. If you invest $1,000 and get anywhere close to what I did, okay, do you understand that if you take $1 million, if you take you make $1 million on one deal, I can show you how to do that 1,000 different ways. Divide that by the $1,000 you invested. That's a 1,000X return. And you don't need to wait. You don't need to wait. Like this isn't like it's gonna happen. You guys know I don't need to sell you on real estate. These are real things.
Well,
okay?
You say this? Real estate doubles in value every 10 years.
Every 7 to 10 years.
And it's done that for the last 50 years.
Yeah. If you look at rent since 1945, which was the end of World War II, you're going to see rents rental properties have doubled every 10 years. They've 2x'd every 10 years. So 45 to 55, 2x. 55 to 65, 2x. 65 to 75, 2x. Dude, you're talking about like, and by the way, they were cash flowing the entire time. So 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 205, 215, boom, we're moving into, that's 10 times doubles. That's 20x plus the cash flow, plus the tax deduction, plus the leverage. See, the other thing is a lot of people don't understand is like if a $1 million asset doubles to $2 million and it becomes $2 million, in the game that I play, I only put 200 grand down. So I don't need a double gets me 5x return.
And leverage is also something that people
Plus the cash flow. So do you understand? This is like algebra. This isn't math. This is $1 million. A $1 million property becomes $2 million. But I only put $200,000 down. I didn't pay $1 million. I paid $200. Okay? The $200 becomes $2 million. I'm sorry.
10x.
Excuse me. 10x plus, let's say I was smart enough to earn $16,000 a year. Let's say this took 5 years, and that's another $90,000. So I got 10x plus I got 90 grand to wait. And that's what you don't get when you buy a house. That's what you don't get when you own a business, frankly. When you own a business, typically in the first 2 or 3 years of owning a business, you can't pay yourself anything, right? The real estate pays you now. You were going to say something.
No, I was just going to say, like, people hear about leverage. Like, that's how people on Wall Street get rich.
Yeah.
That's how banks use leverage,
and they use
more
the
than
tax
anybody
write-offs.
else.
And they use the tax write-offs.
The difference is most of the time they're using that leverage to buy things that are not as stable and secure as real estate, and that's why people lose a lot.
Well, that's why they'll have 100 different investments sitting in one tech fund because they know 95% of them aren't going to make it. But what do they care? It's not their money. They're making money on the leverage of your money. Okay, they can't borrow money against this stuff. Okay, why are you not doing this? Let's cover that. Let's talk about when you leave here today. Okay, when you leave here, and then we're going to give away some helicopter trips, all right? Mm-hmm. When you leave here, why are you not doing this? Did we give people an opportunity to upgrade to like some $25,000 thing in here? I don't think we did.
No.
We should have, man. That'd have been really cool. Okay, why aren't you buying real estate? Number one, you don't fully understand value. Okay, I'm going to help you in our course, grantcardone.com/invest. I'll show you how to understand the value of a piece of property. Why have I never, ever not missed? Why have I never not won a deal? Why have I never not, like, every deal I've done, I have made money on? Why? They're like, it's impossible. You can't make money on every deal. Yeah, it is possible to make money on every single deal. Why? Because when you understand that it cash flows and that you have time on your side and you bought the right location and you didn't compromise it and you know what the A to Z's are, okay, the alphabet, don't violate any of this, the A to Z, you're going to make money in the deal. Number two, you complicate the deal with a bunch of legal bullshit. Okay, I'm trying to buy an off-market deal right now. I've been trying to buy it for 3 years. I get a phone call because I know these brokers and I'm staying in touch with them. I'm going to show you little tricks I do in the video, show you little tricks that I do to make sure the broker's like, I'm going to call that dude Cardone. Okay? One reason they call me is I never, ever let legal mess up my deal or F up my deal. Ever. Never. I've messed up one deal for me in my career and I've never let legal do it again. Okay? So what you guys do is do I need an LLC? Don't worry about it, man. The bank is going to tell you what you need. It's not what you need, it's what your lender needs, and your lender is your buddy in this deal. This isn't like buying a ranch in the 1800s and the bank wants to seize your shit, okay? They don't want your stuff, trust me. They want the income from your stuff. They want to lend you money only. They do not want this deal to go bad. So, two, don't complicate the deal with a bunch of legal. This portfolio I was trying to buy, I'm going to give you two deals. These are off-market deals. This is a massive deal. Massive, big, okay? Let's say it's 140 units, but I want you to add a zero, but I'm not going to do that for the video because that's how big it is. And I know these guys want 26, but I want you to add some more zeros. Like get as big as you can think because it ain't 26 million either. And I'm like, I want to go buy this deal. I know what their target is. I think their target was 223 something. Add a zero. Okay? I'm like, guys, I'll just buy the deal. No legal, no P. Like, tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Okay? I know I want the deal. I know I want it. I know the location. I know the rent. I know the price. Do you need to look through it? No, I don't. I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get bullshit and bed bugs and mold and all kind of problems. I know when it was built. I've seen the properties. I know where they are. I know what the rents are. I know what I can do with them. I know what I can spend. There's zero. The seller's like, whoa, you're ready, okay? I'm going to get this deal. I'll be able to announce it probably next week. If I don't get this deal, I'll be shocked. It is massive. It is as big an apartment deal.
This is the biggest deal you've done.
It'll be the biggest deal I've ever done, and I did it exactly the way I'm going to teach you in this course. So if it works on the big deals, how the hell is it not going to work on a little baby deal, okay? And you got to start with the baby deals. Maybe you need to do that because you doubt yourself. Number 3, you doubt yourself so you don't do the deal. What I need you to do this weekend is start walking properties, hearing what I told you, and start, hey, do I get the vibe? Do I get the feeling? Okay, good. What's the cash flow? Because that's the next thing you need to know. How many units are there? Do the math. Number 4, you're missing deals because you guys aren't willing to pay enough. I'll bet you 75% of the audience watching right now, 75% of you have tried to buy a deal and you lost it because of price. Because you weren't willing to pay enough. You weren't willing to go the extra dollar. Remember this, you will never make money on a deal you don't own. You will never make money on a deal you don't own. Okay? Most people are simply not willing to pay enough to get the deal. You're missing the deal over $5,000 or some bullshit cabinet. Okay? Or, oh, God, there's a plumbing leak. You got to fix it. It's $800. Dude, that's stupid. If you're in the deal for $800 or $5,000, why are you doing the deal? You can get a job. You can go do something this weekend for $800. I guarantee you, in every corner, every downtown city in America, anybody, you want $800 back now? You can get it, okay? Number 5, you worry about the wrong things. Y'all worry about the wrong thing. What about this? What about that? That shit's gonna happen. I remember when I started getting in real estate, my mama told me, never forget her, you're gonna have people calling you at midnight. I'm like, I hope so. She's like, why you want them calling you at midnight? Because if they call me at midnight, they rent from me, mama. Okay, that was $2.5 billion ago. My mama told me not to do real estate because she knew people that did real estate, but they never did it the right way. Okay, nobody's ever called me and said, my plumbing broke. You know why? I had a manager take the phone call. I'll even show you how to structure a manager to take the bullshit calls, to do the leasing, to handle the tenants, to handle the problems, and there will be problems. Okay, 6, you're not doing deals because you misunderstand the power of debt. Somebody told you something about debt and you misunderstood it. You're like, debt is bad. Some debt is terrible. And some debt is freaking awesome. Okay? I think that some debt was created by the devil, and I am convinced that the guardian angels, if not God himself, created some other debt. And the good debt, the godly debt, is the kind of debt you want. The devil's debt, leave it alone, okay? It's consumer debt. It's credit cards. It's to buy stuff. It's to buy a car or buy a gift or buy Christmas presents. And that's not the kind of debt you want, okay? That's the devil's debt, okay? Number 7, you guys don't buy deals because you don't know how to negotiate. Y'all are terrible, terrible, awful negotiators. Ryan Secco, if Ryan was here, he would tell you when he got here, he had done a couple of courses, and these courses were keeping him from buying deals because he was calling people up saying, you got this problem and you got that problem and how much do you want and the price is Dude, the price is not the most important thing. The price is the least important thing. I know we can come together on the price. By the way, I'll pay you what you want. I bought a deal, Camino Real. I'll show you the deal right now.
It's in the slide deck. It's
okay.
Johnny, it's the second to last slide.
That's all right. Don't go there yet, Johnny. Don't go there yet. I'm going to just talk about it. This deal right here that I'm showing you on my computer, I bought off market. I called the guy up. He had bought 14,000 units. One portfolio. That's a chunk. Y'all think I talk big? This guy's like, Jonathan Morgan, massive dude, second largest apartment owner in America, private owner in America today. Unbelievable guy. I sold him some real estate. These are the kind of people you want to know. And when you guys come down to Miami for the summit, you're going to get to meet these other players. Get around the players. You cannot do real estate by yourself. That's the one thing about real estate. It's a very closed network of people. You have to do deals with other people. This isn't like being an e-commerce person and you're sitting at home selling stuff in funnels. You know what I mean? You got to call somebody, talk to somebody to get something. Okay, you're not selling stuff on Instagram. You have to go get a deal. So you want to network. It's a big networking opportunity. I'm going to have some of the masters, some of the greatest real estate investors in the country will be at this summit in July. And I'm giving you guys that ticket for taking advantage of this today. And thank you all for being here, by the way, okay? But this deal, this guy had 14,000 units. So when you buy a portfolio that's that big, anything over 1,000 unit portfolio, particularly if it's a bunch of little stuff, you're not going to want it all. I called him up. I said, Jonathan, is there anything in your portfolio that you would consider selling? He's like, yeah, I got 3 deals I would sell. I said, great, man, I'll buy them all. And I said, where are they? And he's like, he told me Boca, Jacksonville, and I think there was one in Mobile. I said, great, give them all to me, man. I'll buy all of them from you. I'll buy them all. Okay, I gotta buy them. This is the pitch. I'm gonna give you a little. I spend an entire hour talking to you about the pitch to the broker or to the seller. Same thing in this case because he's not a seller yet. This is an off-market deal. And the deals that are off-market are not necessarily the best deals. However, it'd be cool if it was. Sometimes you slip. I'm in the hottest real estate market in my lifetime. And because I called this guy, I said, man, you got anything you sell? I got a bunch of cash sitting over here and I got to get rid of it, Jonathan. What you're basically doing is the victim plea, okay? It's like, I need to buy something, okay? He's like,
I have to.
I got to, and I got to. See, you guys treat real estate like, it's like a hobby or maybe. I got to. See the difference? I get the deal and you don't. Why? Because I got to. I got to get the deal. You understand? I need to get rid of cash. I don't want this. I want information. I want motivation. I want inspiration, and I want real estate. More than anything, I want real estate. If I could do it without the motivation and inspiration, I'd drop all that bullshit and be like, I just want the real estate. Because the real estate provides me with security. And when I got security, I can be inspired. I can be inspired to run a damn red light. Run through a stop sign. I could be inspired to leave the lights on when they say the lights have to be off after midnight, otherwise we're going to fine you. I'm inspired. Okay? They give fines at Golden Beach, man, to keep white lights on. I said, I'm inspired. How much is that fine? $750. Good. I'm inspired by my real estate because the passive income is so enormous that I am inspired by the fine. You understand what I'm saying? So look, this guy's like, hey, man, I'll sell you Boca, Jacksonville, and Mobile. I said, send me the deals. Just send me addresses. He's like, good, because I don't have the books on them. Because he had just closed on them, so he didn't have anything yet. I said, I want to close. He hadn't closed yet. He had finalized the PSA, had a contract to close. I said, I want to close simultaneously. How do you say that?
Simultaneously.
At the same time, See, real estate guys, they don't have the biggest vocabularies. We don't belong to the country clubs. I didn't get the highest grades in school. It don't matter in real estate. It don't matter whether you're male, female, black, brown, white. It doesn't matter how old you are. What matters is, can you do the deal or not? Okay? So he says, Grant, I'm going to give you all 3 of these deals. He's like, I'd love to get rid of this Boca deal first. Great. By the way, the Boca deal is the only one I wanted. So we get the Boca deal. I don't have any financials. Zero. I have zero financials. All I did was I took 262 units. I think that's what that deal is. I did the math on it. I said, hey, I'm thinking I make him a little verbal offer.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay. The next thing you know, I got a contract with this guy for $69 million. Now, I was so convinced this deal was a good deal. No, it's not that deal, Johnny. I was so convinced this was a good deal.
235.
235 units, not 262. 235, all I did was do the math on it. And I know that I'm going to make $20 million on that deal. I guarantee you, as I'm sitting here, Jared, I've never ever missed one of these deals. I'll be low. I could be low on this one by 10. But I guarantee you I'll make $20 million on this deal because of how I bought it, okay? Now, why am I telling you that? I'm telling you that because that hits number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and number 7. I understand debt. I know how to negotiate. I don't worry about the wrong things. I am willing to pay enough. I am willing to pay to get the deal.
Overpay. People have called you out. They're like, oh, he overpaid.
Oh, I overpaid, yeah, until they're like, hey, can we buy that thing from you? The $58 million deal I did 7 years ago, people said I overpaid for that. It's worth $225 million today. I don't complicate the deal with a bunch of legal stuff. I call my lawyer and say, put the PSA together. You put it together in favor of the seller, not in favor of me. And you do not, if I get one objection, one complaint from the seller that you're being litigious and you're being too tough and you're being heavy-handed and you're putting a bunch of legal bullshit in there, I'll fire you, okay? So I want the lawyer to help me get the deal. I don't want the lawyer to stop the deal. A lot of times you guys over-legalize yourselves, okay? We're in expansion. We're in a hyper supply, being consumed faster than we can possibly consume it. Okay, these are market cycles. And what happens in market cycles is typically market cycles go like this, or they go even more like this, okay? And we're in this market cycle right now that you're in the beginning stages right here of this cycle. I mean,
super cycle.
You're probably in a
We're
super cycle.
coming out of COVID recession.
This cycle,
a little bit of a COVID recession.
Yeah, this cycle could look more like this actually. Okay, and the reason we're in a cycle that may never happen again in your lifetime, and if I've ever stressed to you to buy real estate, it is right now. When we hit COVID, okay, Trump, this is Trump. Dude, we were at 2% unemployment. I mean, it was freaking insane. And then something happened, the wheels came off. 40 million people lost their jobs right here. The world went into panic, okay? The report everywhere was, oh my God, what happened? Everybody's going out of business. Carnival, we don't even know this happened anymore. We let go of 40 people in my office. I'm back to over full employment, okay? You got people, there's been so much money. See, this is what happened. When 40 million people got laid off, America infused, I think we're at 6 trillion right now. 40% of all the US dollars, some people say 40% of all the US dollars were not in existence.
In circulation today,
right here. Yeah. Never existed before this point. This was only a year ago. I was in Pueblo doing Undercover Billionaire, okay? 40%, you got 40% US dollars floating around. It's pushing asset values into the hyper fear. Now, what does that mean? What does that have to do with you right now? Okay, this is what it means. Okay, first of all, you see that hyper supply, typically more supply than desire. That hyper supply just got hammered because when asset values go through the roof, okay, what it means is that place on Golden Beach that couldn't sell for 17 million, now it goes for 24. And the whole street just follows boot. Everybody just follows. Also, the other problem that you have right now is the hyper supply that did exist. You can't find any supply now. You got people talking about inventory shortages, not just of the existing housing, but here's the other problem. For 1 year, China, India, Europe, where we get most of our supplies from, we don't produce anything in this country. You guys understand, we don't build glass here. Okay? We don't make iron here. We don't make stuff. We import all that bullshit, and all that bullshit got stopped. If you move to Miami right now and try to get furniture for your house, you're going to be waiting 3 months, at least 3 months for the furniture. So, you can't get, I'm trying to get a screen for a projector right now. It's an 8-week wait for a screen. For an umbrella, it's a 12-week wait to get an umbrella. Why? Because copper, glass, cement, construction goods, can't get it. If you can't, lumber prices are up 6 and 7 times. You got people storing lumber. I got lumber at my house. The guy brought it to the house. He's like, I can't keep this outside. Somebody might steal it. I'm like, what, bro? It's 2x4s. He's like, somebody will come over here and steal these 2x4s. So like, it's freaking insane. Now, what does that do for you, man? When inflation hits, it hits real assets. It does not hit imaginary bullshit, okay? It hits every asset class that's real. The more real it is, and the more income it produces, 2 things, real and income. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm begging you, I'm pleading with you, for your family. Do 2 things for your family. Get this course today. And number 2, when you get it, as soon as you get it, and that can be 15 seconds from right now, I need you to go deep with me. I need you to spend. You want to listen to this 50 times? That's what I would do with it. Mm-hmm. This today, what I shared with you today, and also the 16-hour course, I wouldn't listen to it. When I was 25 years old, I bought a $3,000 course. That's $10,000 today. I'll bet you I listened to that thing. I'll bet you I listened to that thing, the entire thing, at least 500 times. I didn't listen to it once or twice. You guys got to like, how many times can you listen? How much value can you get from it? How much can you just spend time just listening over and over until finally this thing grooves in? It's like a coconut tree. Put it in the ground, just give it enough time, and sooner or later, it's going to root. It's going to root, and it's going to grab the earth. And look at those trees I popped in there. You know, I was out there watering the old
look
palm.
at that tree all laying over like that.
Listen,
I
I was watering the old palm trees. I was worried about them. Like, they're not getting enough water. The guy came out to me the other day. He's like, bro, what are you doing? I said, I'm watering the trees. He's like, you don't need to water these, bro. These are rooted. These are reaching to the ocean, sucking water, literally moisture from the ocean. You don't need to water these. These things will be fine without you. These things can live. You don't ever need to touch them. They can live in a desert now.
Wow.
I'm like, dang.
But at least they
I said, well, let's give him some water.
The new guy loves us. He's loving on us.
Oh, no, he said, the new guys, you got to water. I said,
Yeah.
but dude, if the old guys are living off the ocean, what if we come hit them with some good Aquafina? Mm-hmm. Let's hit them with some alkaline, okay? So look, guys, you're in the greatest real estate cycle. I'm telling you, we are across our entire portfolio over 95% occupied. When you get over 95% occupied, you know what happens next? Hey guys, we got to raise the rents. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, see what happens in Sugar Land, Texas, when the average house in Sugar Land is $800,000 one day, and then the next day it's $950,000. By the way, I think that's the price of the homes there. Mm-hmm. Austin, Texas. When I bought in Austin, across the street was 1.82. Those houses where I own 456 units are now 1.8 million. What does that got to do with my real estate? Dude, you can't afford that anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay? So when my rents were $1,500, guess what? When housing goes up like that, rents go up like that. Because people got to live somewhere, and at some point the American public will submit and go into apathy and just either become a consumer and pay rent. Shame on you. Dude, you got to get on the other side of this game. Like, people are going to pay more in rent than I charge for this course. Mm-hmm. And they figured out how to do it. 1, they won't pay for the course, and number 2, they won't spend the time learning it. I learned the game. I've spent 25,000 hours, not 10,000 hours, 25,000 hours playing this game, and I want to share it with you. And I feel obligated, frankly, to do this. There's a bunch of you out there like, you're going to be the next billionaires of real estate, okay?
Now, let me ask you this. For somebody who's like, there's too many people in there's too many people in real estate. There's nobody
in this game. There ain't nobody in this game. Do you know that 118,000 people signed up for this thing? What's the most number of people we had on here?
14,000.
118,000 showed up and 104,000 couldn't fucking bone up today. There ain't nobody in real estate. People want to be rich. People dream about being rich. People look at other people getting rich. People want to say they signed up. Everybody can sign up, man. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Ain't nobody willing to die. Okay? So everybody wants to say, I believe in God. You don't even take the time to pray. Once a week ain't a commitment. Okay? So you can register for something and then not show up for it means that's how your life turns out. Okay? And you will become a consumer only. Look, there's so many different ways to buy real estate. Number one, you can do a single family home. Johnny, let's give them this list because there's a lot of ways, and this is not every way. When you're buying a single family home, you want to buy below, not market, you want to buy below replacement costs.
So that's one way to do it. Is to
One way to do
buy
it.
below.
So a lot of people are like, I got to be under the market. I got to buy low. No, you got to buy under
Replacement.
RC, replacement costs. Okay, that house that I bought at 605 Ocean, you cannot replace it for $24 million. It's impossible. You can't. You'd scrape the house, then you got to get permitted. You have 3 to 4 years of not even having a house, just a blank lot, and then you're going to go build a house, go through all 3 years of bullshit. You can't even predict right now what the concrete would cost on the house.
Yeah.
So nobody can even bid the job out to you. Carlos Slim's been 5 years building this house. He's one of the richest people on the planet. 5 years, he has gone from a blank house to this monstrosity.
Biggest house over there right now.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay. 2, you could do single family homes, rehab and flip them. So these are different ways to do deals. You could take the same home that you bought at market or below market or replacement value. You could rehab it and sell it. Or you could rehab it and refi it, which would be a smarter way. Number 3, you could do a flip. You could buy it and flip it. You could flip it before you have a contract and close, or you could flip it after. Number 4, you could wholesale, literally control contracts and flip and wholesale them out to investors.
Who are looking to flip.
Or that are looking at flippers. Basically, you're feeding flipper. Okay? It's a food chain. Give me the noise, Johnny.
Oh man, if it
Now,
takes,
Johnny,
that, if it
come
takes
on,
that
man.
long, it's no.
Do it, Johnny. You can make it yourself. Okay, that's like a goat and a dolphin combined. Okay, Jared, that's better. Okay, number 5, my favorite way is rental income, man. Look, as long as it's got income, all you got to do is what Jared said earlier. You're paid to wait. That's good. You're paid to wait, man. I tell you what, when I'm paid to wait, it's like the golden goose. It's like, what do you want to do? All you got to do is take care of the golden goose. As long as the golden goose is printing eggs,
Keep picking
just-
up those eggs.
just be like, give it some protection. Okay? Number 6, distressed properties. There are distressed properties in America right now. In the greatest real estate cycle that I've ever experienced, in Miami, Florida, where you can barely find inventory, I'll assure you, there are markets where I could go into that are distressed, overlooked, nobody wants to buy in them. It'll be the next big thing. Number 7, service providers. Service providers are basically people like that service provide for Fannie or Freddie. When COVID happened, Fannie and Freddie went crazy. Okay, my Apple ID, don't share it with anyone. Somebody wants my Apple ID right now. And then banks and REOs, okay? I've been using number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. I have not done 7 and 8 just for transparency.
Yeah.
6 ways to make money in real estate. Number 1 is cash flow. There's so many ways. When you get a job, there's only one way to make, two ways to make money at a job. Number 1, your income. Number 2, maybe a bonus. 2, appreciation. You got a job, you get a bonus. You don't go up in value. Sorry. The only way you go up in value at a job is you got to take on more responsibility. So if you're willing to take on more stress, then you get more responsibility, then maybe you get more appreciation. Number 3, in real estate can appreciate without you doing dingo. I don't have to do anything. Give me a dingo, the sound of a dingo. Or give me some more sounds, Johnny. Goat. I am the goat. Okay, so real estate, look, I bought real estate before that went up in value. I didn't even do anything. Nothing. Okay, this deal that I just bought, How many units was that? 235?
Yeah.
I just bought this deal. I'm going to raise the rents $250. And I'm telling the people that rent there, if any of you are on here right now, if you rent at Camino Real, if you rent from the Camino Real property, we're about to change the name of it. I'm going to raise the rents $250. And I'm telling you guys right now, all I'm going to do is power wash the building. I'm going to come in there with some water. I'm going to spray wash the building. And I'm raising the rents. And if you're watching right now, understand that's me doing that. I'm raising the damn rents. You know why I'm going to do that? Because I'm going to make the property better. I ain't going to wait until I make it better to raise the rents. I'm going to raise the rents now. Because one way to make the property better is to get the freaking mooches out of the building. The people that don't appreciate and don't want to pay for the building need to go. I'm sending a message out to you right now. Okay? There'll be somebody that'll replace you. So just tell all the renters there, yeah, Grant Cardone's had a damn $400 steamer. What are they called? The pressure washers.
Yeah.
I bought it from Amazon. You can see it on my Amazon purchase for my new house. I'm going to be out there spray washing. You guys can fly over on the weekends or something. I had that guy flying in his little thing. He saw me out there spray washing. Okay. I'm going to spend $4,000 to have somebody spray wash the deal. I'm going to increase the rent $700,000 a year, $700,000. That market, Boca Raton, prime brokers.
Meisner Park.
Main and Main, Meisner Park. I literally can walk to Trader Joe's, okay? The Mandarin Hotel is going to be selling $1,500 a night hotel rooms across the street for me. And the location's ridiculous.
23 million.
$20 million. If I do that, if I pull that off right there, $200, $250, it increases the value of the property. Pretty good investment. I spent $4,000, $20 million. I know you guys think this is impossible. It's not impossible. How could I come in here and say this over and over again?
And show examples of it, you know?
And then show examples. Divided by $4,000. That's all I'll spend on the pressure wash. That's a 5,000x return. It's freaking stupid. Okay? When I do that, I won't go sell the property because of what I know now. What I'll do is I'll go refinance the property. That's why I put a short-term loan on the deal. I put a short-term loan with myself on the deal. Basically what I did was this. $69 million. It's a little more complicated, so stay with me. Okay? Am I going too deep, Jared? Is this too much, guys? Y'all want me to let you go home? Okay?
Dude, you've been on here for 4 hours and 45 minutes. Let me ask you,
who feels like you got not $1,000 of value today? Yeah. So, look, in the 16 hours that I teach you in the course, I'm going hard on one thing at a time. I'm not covering deals. I'm teaching. I'm teaching you. I become an instructor, a teacher. Okay? So 69 million, basically what I did was I put personal debt on this deal. I borrowed the money from myself at 5%. I put a loan. And then we're going to raise $20 million. I'll keep all of this if I choose to. This will be my equity. I'll create a division that has basically debt. I'll be the debt and the equity. I need $5 million of this 20 for rehab. Okay, so remember, I'm the debt now. I didn't go to a bank. I became the bank. When I was starting, I needed a bank. On this deal, I become the bank. I'm my own bank here, okay? And I get the equity. And I let some of my buddies come in this deal if they want to. I don't need them. I already paid cash for it. Okay? I'm going to spend the $5 million to rehab the property. And then I need a minute to get these rents to $1,500 a month. No, to $2,300 a month, where they should be on this property. Mm-hmm. That's what they should be. I'm at I think $1,300 or $1,400 now. We know there's $1,000 spread on these rents between what they are and what they should be. What the neighbor literally across the street, I could throw a rock, hit the guy. He's at almost $1,200 more in rent than I am. I stole this deal. Okay, this deal is going to refinance for $104 million. I got a $55 million loan I got to pay myself back. There's 55. Grants paid off. Non-taxable event. I got $20 million worth of investors. They're paid off, and these guys will be paid off. I'll probably get a $75 million loan. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, I'll get a $75 million loan. I'll give me my money back. I'll give the investors their $20 million back. The rehab will be taken care of. We'll own a jewel Park Place on the Monopoly board in Boca Raton and have no money in it. Is the best leverage you can possibly have. Okay, something fully valued, not over leveraged, that positively cash flows. If I get those rents to 2,300 where I think they should be, times 260, 235 times 2,300 times 12 times 0.90% equals times 0.55. I'll have $3.6 million worth of NOI divided by 0.035, $102,871,000 asset. It's all based on numbers. It's based on numbers. It's not based on.
That scared me.
Yeah, that was
that was a little aggressive.
that was incorrect.
It was loud.
That
That
was
was loud in here too.
That was incorrect for that. Okay, number 3, depreciation. Okay, you guys want to see something sick? This is ridiculous. I mean, this should be illegal. I'm going to take this $69 million asset right here. I'll show you what I did at the end of the year. At the end of last year, I took a $165 million asset. We put $65 million down. We wrote off 50% of the $65 million we put down. $32.5 million was written off, and I only owned the property for 3 days. Last year, we wrote off $32 million of the $65 million down payment, and we only owned the property for 3 days of 2020 and wrote it off. Depreciation's crazy in these deals. Number 4 advantage and reason and way to make money is to 1031 money, is to move from one asset, like kind asset, to another. Number 5, the refinance is the holy grail of profiteering, okay? And it's not just in real estate. The big companies, the big financial companies, the Carl Icahns of the world, they use this all the time. Number 6, we can always sell it. Notice there's 6 different ways I can make money. Warren Buffett says if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to work until I die either way, and I'm going to work to be a good example to you. For those of you who want to learn this game or committed to this game, committed to your family's financial freedom, grab this course, Introduction to Buying Apartments, 16 flipping homes, buying homes, single family, commercial real estate, shopping centers, office buildings, apartments. That course is $9,997 at my website. The real estate course, the ultimate course book, is $2,500. You can buy it on my website. The Real Estate Summit, you can buy a seat there unless we're sold out already, $49.97. You can buy each of these individually, or you can get them all here today for $9.97, okay? I'm gonna give you everything I got here for $9.97 and include 6 private coaching calls, exclusive, private, for those who attend and sign up today. I'll walk through your deals, I'll assess your deals, I'll underwrite your deals, I'll answer your questions. We'll do that starting Monday, so you gotta sign up today, otherwise you'll miss Monday's call. That's a super bonus. And it ends today. If you don't grab it today, you miss it today, period. No exceptions, don't call Monday, figure it out. I give you a 100% money back guarantee. You're saving yourself $21,491. We have a 2-payment program, right, Jared?
Yep.
We have a guarantee. Okay, you need a payment plan. It's 100% risk-free. And I'm gonna give you my checklist. Check it out. Number 1, do you love it? Number 2, how do you rate the location? These should have been as a bang, bang, bang. Number 3.
I took it off that.
Oh yeah. How do you rate the product? A, B, C, or D? Do you even know how to rate it? I'm going to show you how to rate asset classes. How do you rate locations? I don't mean location rating, do you love it? Is it an A, a B, a C, or a D? Okay, number 4, total price. What is the total price? That's the price I paid? No, that's not the price you paid. Number 5, what's your down payment going to be? Number 6, what's your per unit price? Number 7, what's the cap rate? What's the cap rate at purchase? What's the cap rate with the recapitalization? Number 8, what's your rent multiplier or the 1% rule? Most of the time you will not hit the 1% rule. Some of my best deals, some of the best deals I've ever done had nothing, not even close to the 1% rule. Number 9, the 95-6 rule. Do you know what it is? That's 90% occupied, 50% expenses, and a 6% cash flow. 10, P&I and I&O. How do you get the P&I? How do you get the I&O? Which one do you want? Yeah, I want the I&O. And that ain't iodine. That's interest-only loans. I'm going to show you exactly how to get an interest-only loan. 11, what are your per-door expenses in Houston? And why is Houston different than Sugar Land? And why is Sugar Land different than Miami-Dade? And why is Miami-Dade different than Fort Lauderdale? Same markets, and they're different. 11, what are your per door expenses? Number 12, what are your market rents, actual rents, effective rents, collected rents? All that stuff you guys need to learn. I can teach you all this, okay? Never lose money in real estate, man. Why would you? You lose money in real estate, there's something wrong with you. 2 ways to lose money in real estate. You want to write these down. Number 1, the biggest way you'll lose money in real estate is you don't buy the real estate. Number 2, you bought the wrong real estate. It's only 2 ways you can do it. You don't buy it or you bought the wrong stuff. And trust me, there is the wrong stuff out there. Miami is on fire. And there's people that can't sell their real estate. New York, for years, if you guys have been following me on the Cardone zone, okay? For years, I've been telling you to leave New York, Silicon Valley. What else did I say? Leave California alone. Leave Chicago alone. I've been telling you guys that for years, okay? Pick great locations. Don't over leverage. These are the things you don't want to do. Scale the units. The more you scale, the better off you are. Oh, by the way, when you scale, do not cross collateralize your assets. Don't cross them. Don't connect them. The bank is your friend in these deals. Use a long-term strategy. Reserve funds for recap and CapEx. One of the things we'll be talking about in our coaching calls as I mentor you is what is the proper amount to spend on CapEx and rehab. And the last one is know how to exit the property. The exit. God. Sorry, guys. Keep my staff here all day. It's Saturday.
Dude, this is awesome, dude. So many people are getting like...
Questions? You got questions?
We're having a chat issue here.
Okay, when you exit, how do you improve the NOI and sell? When you're determining your exit, how do you do the exit? A lot of people, I got to make a great piece of real estate. How you going to exit? How you going to get out of it, bro? I'm just saying, it'd be cool if you knew how to get out of the deal. See, some things, man, you get enough money, you don't need to figure some of this stuff out. I bought that big gorilla painting. I didn't know where it was going to go, but it'd be smart if you did. Because I didn't know where it was going to go. Okay? I didn't know where it was going to go. So when I bought that piece of gorilla, I'm like, where's the gorilla going to go? Well, I don't know. We were going to put it in my condo. Guess what? It don't fit in my condo. So it came to the office. Now where are we going to put it? Do we put it out there or do we put it here? We got to let it sit somewhere till I get a place for it to go. 2 years later, I buy a house. We found the perfect place for the gorilla to go. But you need time, okay? So 1, improve your NOI and sell. 2, a 1031 exchange. 3, refinance and sell. I'll go over all this with you. I promise you I will make you 100% certain on each of these exits. The most important thing for you to know right now is there's multiple ways to exit, which is what you'd like to have, okay? Now, when you're underwriting a deal, I just want you to make some notes for those of you who just want to grab as much free information as you can and you don't want to invest.
We're in crazy land right now for free info.
Yeah, I just want to understand there is more, and I'll be going over it in the program, the 16-hour program, and the 3-day summit.
Imagine just doing this for 3 days, though.
3 days.
That's crazy.
What would that be?
Be cooler if you did.
It'd be cool if you guys came too. Okay. Number one, never rely on the broker's pro forma. Never. Okay, you can use it, you can read it, don't rely on it. Okay. 2, trailing 3, unless you have a COVID moment. COVID, 2008 contraction, something, some whatever the next
Significant
event is. Whatever the next event is, there'll be another one. By the way, COVID's going to be so good for apartments, it's going to be insane. We bought $600 million worth of real estate during COVID. When you guys went to the sidelines, I'm like, lean in, bruh. Okay. I bought a deal during COVID. I paid $98 million for it. Promise you it's worth $110 million right this second. I've been in it 6 months. I bought it because everybody retreated, particularly the big boys, okay? You want to use a trailing 12? You could go back to a trailing worst case scenario as well, and then we take the worst case scenario and look at it. So if it's an asset that's been owned, I mean, I wouldn't go back, probably wouldn't go back 10 years now because it doesn't matter. We're never ever going to return to 10-year ago rents. It's not going to happen. Where we at, Jared?
Well, we're right here.
Dude,
why real estate?
So why real estate? I started today. Why? Tested. Annie's parents live in real estate. Her grandparents lived in real estate. Her great-great-grandparents lived in real estate. There's nobody with her last name that didn't live in real estate. The Indians lived in it.
Teepees.
Just saying. Y'all know anybody that doesn't live in real estate? Do you know anybody that doesn't eat meat? Yeah. Yes. Do you know anybody that's not on the internet?
Yep.
Yes. Do you know anybody that doesn't have a phone?
Yep.
There's a billion people that don't have a phone. Do you know anybody without checking accounts?
Yep.
Millions, billions of people without checking accounts. Can't have one. Mm-hmm. Do you know anybody that does not live in a piece of real estate? Do you know anybody without a car? Yeah. Mm-hmm. 1,000%. Okay. I'm just saying. Do you think Amazon is going to suddenly get into the real estate business?
Maybe.
Could. Number one, it's tested. It's not going away. Number two, anybody can play this game. Folks, if I can play this game at the level I'm playing at.
You don't need a degree. You don't need a real estate license.
In fact, if you study real estate people, they are less connected. I mean, I'm talking about like influential, country club connected, like blue blood. They're not blue blood people. Mm-hmm. You can't say Donald Trump and his family are blue blooders. Yeah. They're grinders, okay? Donald Bren, Sam Zell. These guys are grinders, okay? They're like tough people. They're salt of the earth kind of people. This is not, you don't have to be sophisticated. You don't have to dress up. You don't have to be a tech guy. You don't have to be smart. You do not have to have an IQ. You don't even need money. Like I met a guy once, Mario, in San Diego. He couldn't have been older than 28, 29 years old. Hispanic background, family came in from Mexico. They settled in San Diego. He owned 1,000 units in Chula Vista like hood. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mario.
$700 rents in 1998.
Oh, he's loaded now. Huh?
He was cash flowing $100,000 a month net cash flow 30 years ago. No degree. Half his family is, lived in another world, not the overworld, okay? Leverage, number 3, leverage. All these assets, because of the quality of assets, remember what I said about the banks. The banks will give you a loan on a piece of real estate, and they won't give you a loan on their stock. Number 4, the tax advantages are ridiculous. The only other place you can go for these kind of tax advantages is to buy either a business, equipment, aviation. I don't think you need to go buy a jet yet. Okay, number 5, passive income. You guys like money when you sleep? Man, I know I do. Mm-hmm. Okay, if I died this second, 9,182 units. If I died right now, not one tenant would give a shit that I died. Their rent's due, they're going to pay the rent. Okay, my average rent is $1,850, which produces $203 million worth of income per year, gross income. If the rents go up 3% a year, as I die, okay, I think I'm going to have them do the ash thing with me.
The spread your ashes?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it by the beach house?
Throw them under the palm trees, man.
Yeah, throw them in the palm trees.
Maybe keep them in
In the surf house.
Yeah, in the surf shack. Okay.
Surf shack.
If the rents go up 2% a year for the next 10 years, every year go up 2%.
Mm-hmm.
That means the rents here would be that $203 million. I mean, just watch what happens now. If we don't even buy any more units. $2% a year? Mm-hmm. Let's do 3%. That's more likely. Mm-hmm. Maybe even 4%. Anyway. The rents in 10 years, my kids will be, Sabrina will be 22. Scarlett will be 19. Elena will be remarried. Okay? I'm going to hate that fucking guy. Okay? You know, if they're smart, they're going to refinance the properties. They're doing $260 million a year in gross. If we don't even add anything, is that right? Yeah, 260 is the new income times. I'm just going to do my math. Portfolio, the NOI of the portfolio will be 1,385. 135 million. 135 million. Is that right? Yeah, 135 million divided by 0.04. Yes.
3 billion?
3.389 billion. You don't want to give anybody that much money. Don't never do that to your kids, man, or your wife. No, don't do it to people, man. But you could give them a drip. You know, you don't want
little trust.
You don't want to be like, man, I'm gonna give Grant a complete vitamin C right now, just overwhelming. No, man, give me a little drip 3 times a week. You know, you can't pound the system that hard. There's no reason to give somebody $3 billion, but you could give them the cash flow, like a little ding, 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 ding. Hey, how about I give you $100,000 a month, or give your charity 200 or 300 grand a month, every month, because nobody needs that much responsibility, except me. Okay, because I can handle it. Not everybody can handle that much responsibility. Not everybody wants that much. Okay, so tax advantages, passive income, and 6. What if this stuff actually goes up in value over time? Okay, what if the rents go up more than 3% a year? Who knows? 3 things you can do today, ladies and gentlemen. Friends, boys and girls, investors and wannabe investors, amateurs and experts. There are 3 things you can do today. You could do nothing. You could do it on your own, or you could do it with me. Okay? Now, I know this. Which one would be the most fun? Maybe you don't want to have fun. But I'm going to tell you something. Me and you could have more fun together, do bigger deals together. You guys want to do deals with me? You think I could help you with the debt? I borrow money. Just so you know, this is why I did this today. Just so everybody here understands why I did this. I am doing this today because I am looking for partners. Number one, I want to help you, but underneath that, for those of you who sign up today, I want to do deals with you. There's going to be a Roberto Martinez. There's going to be a Ben Alvarez. There's going to be another one of you, a Ralph, a Rob, a Shelly. There's going to be somebody in here that buys this course, and you're going to run into a deal. And you're going to get a deal that you cannot close yourself, okay? I have partners on every single deal I do. That's the thing about real estate. Real estate is a partner's game.
You can't do it on your own.
You can't do it. There's no way to do anything on your own. You need a seller. You need Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or bank.
Mortgage, title.
You need a mortgage, a
lawyer.
title company, a lawyer. You need an accountant. You need a management team. Dude, they ain't no doing anything by yourself. So number one is out. You can't, well, you could do nothing. Very difficult to do nothing after hearing all this. Because every time you drive around town today, you're going to be like, that's what he was talking about, man. I can feel it, the vibration of that property. You know, real estate calls you. It's like art. A great piece of art will say, I need to live in your home. Okay? A relationship may call on you like that. Okay? A piece of real estate don't go psychopath on you. When you follow, not like a chick, like a guy or gal does, okay? But a good piece of real estate, if you go through the they don't go psycho on you. Particularly if it's big enough, because you handle the psycho over to the management company. Don't do this on your own, folks. Nothing big ever happens by yourself. Jesus didn't go by himself. Martin Luther King didn't. John Kennedy didn't. Ali didn't go by themselves. Don't go it alone, okay? So, and don't do nothing. So your choice, your only